Welcome traders to yet another educational video of Nifty Short Term View, episode number 44. Today, while market was going on, I think I had a call from one of my old buddies. He's also a trader, and what he asked me was, market rukega ya nahin? Because if you see the previous close, which was around 16,216, and the next day we had a gap down, a straightaway gap down, especially when the close was within the support band, and the next day we have a opening at 15,900. Obviously everyone would be surprised, and I think this gap down happened due to predominantly the downtrend, short-term downtrend, which got established in the Dow Jones index, which is the American markets. And markets didn't just open gap down, they kept on selling throughout the day with just a small pullback before the close. Now if you check at the indexes which were the sectoral indices responsible for this particular fall, I think the first one was obviously the banking. Second one was metals, which closed almost quarter to 4% down. Third one, I would say IT. And apart from IT, I think it is reality pack. So these four indexes were predominantly responsible for the bad day in today's trading session. And if you check at a couple of indices which were outperformers, I do not mean to say that they closed in the red, but they outperformed by falling less. And the first one has been the auto pack, and second one has been FMCG. I certainly agree with you that they have closed in the red territory, but if you check the overall percentage wise, if you check the overall indices, then you will see some sort of less correction happening in the auto pack and in the FMCG pack. And if you have been watching my videos on and off on my YouTube channel, I have been maintaining my bullish stance on these couple of sectoral indices. And at the end of this video, I'll be sharing two stocks. All right. So before I share these couple of stocks, let's dive first into understanding what has happened today. And with course of time, where could Nifty and Bank Nifty head? And in front of us, we have the daily and the hourly time frame chart. This one at the right hand side is the daily time frame chart, and on the left hand side we have the hourly charts. In terms of state of trend, you can clearly see that the trend is certainly down in the hourly chart as well as in the daily time frame chart. Now I think just before the close, I think the candle which was being made was a beautiful bearish candle, something like this, but due to this pullback, this short-term pullback, what happened? There has been a small wick on the upside. Now, why has this particular pullback happened? Now, there are a couple of reasons for that, obviously. The first reason is, but obviously RSI, you can see it went to almost below 20, which is extremely oversold. If you see the prices in the short-term charts, which is the hourly chart, where right over here at 15,685, and the moving average was pretty far away. It was close to 16,000. So there was a wide gap. So generally when there is a wide gap, prices do try to consolidate, or maybe at times prices do give a small pullback, and that is what happened at the end of the day. And the second reason, what I believe, which I had posted on Twitter also, that somewhere around this level, which is 15,720, can act as a recent support and immediate support for Nifty futures. And if you can check, today we have closed just above that. Now, is this a hammer? No, it is certainly not a hammer. It is a bearish candle, but with a small buying at the bottom of the candle. Now, what can happen in next few days? What I believe is that the biasness is obviously down, because I have been maintaining this from this day. From this day, I have been maintaining that it is bearish, but I reinstated. I got more confidence, especially on this particular day. This was the first warning sign. If you have been checking my educational videos, this was the first warning sign. Although it was not extremely powerful, but on this day, I had clearly told on 7th June that overall state of trend will remain down, and markets will behave very strangely. There will be like sideways consolidation, sudden explosions in the price, and that is the way markets will come down. Okay, so we saw that in the first 4 days, and then suddenly when Dow Jones crashed, we had a gap down, and today market came down. All right, so now I think there can be some sort of consolidation, maybe some sort of pullback, but I think this pullback might be short-lived. If this pullback tries to go and close this gap which has been made by today's gap down, I'll be very, very surprised. I'll be very, very surprised, to be very frank, because we will need some sort of consolidation, because the way RSI is behaving right now, some sort of consolidation is possible. And once when we close below this particular support of 15,720 to 15,700, whenever this happens, to be very frank, we could probably test within few days, we could test 15,450 and probably even lower than that. All right. So this is what you need to understand. And obviously with today's close, if you just check the volatility, it has spiked suddenly from 261 at a daily ATR, it has gone to 284. So there is a certain spike of volatility with today's price move. Now let's have a look at the Bank Nifty futures. What has happened in Bank Nifty futures? In Bank Nifty futures, obviously the trend is down. You can see over here, it has been going down. And even the trend in the hourly time frame charts is down. Now, what is the reason? Why did we see some sort of pullback happening in the Bank Nifty charts? Let's concentrate on that first. Now, this pullback happened because you can see the 423.6% Fibonacci extension on the downside. This acted as a short-term support. Apart from that, if you check the daily chart properly, there is the 1, 2, 3. 3 times this trend line has been tested, and this trend line is holding on since 8 March 2022, and currently we are into June. So almost 3 to 4 months old trend line. 3 to 4 months old trend line is a pretty decent one. And this is the recent low, which I had stated in Twitter. So along with this recent low, if you combine this trend line, this makes a very, very decent to strong support in the short term for Bank Nifty futures. And if you can check properly, Bank Nifty futures has been closed, has been able to close above this trend line support. So obviously the trend is down, but we cannot deny that there could be some sort of pullback or maybe some sort of consolidation happening in the next couple of days, because the reason is prices are very, very far away from the moving averages. You can see prices over here and moving averages over here. Okay. If this continues, if this sell-off continues one way down or maybe one way up pullback, and this entire gap which has been created today, if this also happens, I'll be surprised in both the scenarios. What I believe is we could have some sort of consolidation maybe for 1 or 2 days, and maybe slowly and gradually, if we close below this 33,000 mark with a pretty decent red candle, we could head lower somewhere around 33,300 or maybe a little bit even lower. But I'll be very, very surprised, my friends, if we have a pullback to an extent this entire this entire gap gets completely filled, or maybe from tomorrow itself this down move continues one way and within a few days we test somewhere around 32,700. Even I'll be surprised in that way. So a little bit of consolidation is possible, and once I think we break this support, we'll have a short-term down move in the Bank Nifty futures. Now I think I have already shared the stocks which I'm going to share now. I've already shared in my previous videos, but if anyone has missed that particular video, you can have a look at those stocks again, because the view on those stocks are still intact and the move in that direction has not come. And the sector is obviously going to be auto pack, as the overall trend is up in the weekly time frame charts. If you check over here, the trend is up. What we can see over here, some sort of consolidation. And in my previous weekly sectoral analysis, which I shared on Friday, I clearly told that the trend is up, some sort of sideways, the consolidation move will be possible. And there are two stocks from my side. First one is Hero MotoCorp. You can see Hero MotoCorp is in a flat trend, But if we do manage to have a strong buying happening in the auto pack and we see some sort of big green candle closing about 26.30, 26.40, then some sort of short-term up move could be probable in this particular stock. And strictly, please understand, do not trade this particular stock in options. Try to initiate it in cash market. So mentally, you will be less stressed out due to the recent ups and downs in the market. And one more thing is there is some sort of resistance also in this particular stock. So in case if you buy a call and if somewhat sideways move might happen, then probably you could lose premium. But otherwise, overall stock looks pretty solid. The next stock, again, I've shared this before. I'm sharing it once again, just for the benefit of few people who might have missed it. It's Maruti. It is in an uptrend for sure. I do not disagree with that. It is also in an ascending triangle. You can see it is forming higher lows, but the highs are at the similar lengths. So once I think we have a breakout, something like this, a big green candle, we could see a decent up move, and this could be pretty decent move on the upside. But in an ascending triangle, it is very, very important that we do have a breakout within the 3/4 of the triangle. So if the breakout happens very, very less, it will be less powerful. If the breakout happens very soon in next few days, it will be more powerful. So I think this is what only time will tell us. But I hope these two stocks will help you to probably have some sort of positivity in your portfolio next few coming days. And I hope this entire educational video also helped you to understand where markets might move in the next few days. If you have any queries, you can post it in the YouTube comment section. I'll try to answer them. Trade less, trade wisely, stay safe. Thank you.